involve the Turkish president. We can head now live to Ankara and speak to our correspondent there, Jasper Mortimer. Jasper, first of all, just what exactly is Turkey hoping to achieve as Erdogan sits down at the table later in Tehran?
Well, Turkey wants to avoid an offensive altogether, simply because it does fear it would trigger a refugee exodus into Turkey. The UN has forecast that an offensive could make 800,000 people flee Idlib into Turkey. The Turkish foreign minister was saying this week it could be as many as 2 million. Now, Turkey is proposing, Erdogan will argue this at the table today, that instead the three powers should pool their intelligence to locate the terrorists, the hardline Al-Qaeda-associated militants in Idlib, and then carry out pinpoint military operations against those hardliners to minimize the impact on civilians. And Turkey has something to offer. Unlike Russia and Iran, Turkey has more than 1,000 troops in Idlib, manning 12 observation posts erected under the Astana process with Russia and Iran. And these troops are reinforced by tanks and equipment that is used to monitor the flow of large numbers of people. In addition, Turkey is supported at this summit by the US. The US won't have a seat, it won't even be an observer at the table today. But it has come out very strongly against an offensive in Idlib, saying that that would be a reckless escalation of the conflict.
Now, Jasper, with Iran and Russia also taking part in this summit, what are the chances that Ankara's wishes will be granted this Friday?
Pretty slim. Idlib is the last province held by the rebels, and Damascus is gung-ho to capture it, because after that it could more or less say that the civil war is over. And in that position, Damascus is supported by Russia and Iran. So this offensive is going to happen, no question. When it comes to Turkey's proposal of pooling intelligence and carrying out pinpoint operations, the trouble is there is no agreement among the three powers on who is a terrorist. The Damascus government, Russia and Iran do not accept that there is what you might call a legitimate rebel fighter. To those powers, anybody who fights against President Bashar Assad is a terrorist. Now, this is not Turkey or America's position. A second problem is that Damascus and Russia and Iran have a much harder attitude to civilian casualties. We saw this in Aleppo. The Syrian government and Russia are not greatly worried by hundreds of, maybe thousands of civilian deaths in the conflict. However, Russia does have to tread carefully, because it is said that a quarter of the 10,000 militants in Idlib are foreign fighters, many of them from Chechnya. And if they flee to Turkey, their next stop will be the Russian Federation.
Okay, Jasper Mortimer, our correspondent there in the Turkish capital. Thank you very much.